Welcome to the Rare Sats podcast, where we uncover Bitcoin's best-kept secrets, rare Satoshis. Every episode, we dive into these hidden digital treasures, exploring their value, their history, and why collectors are obsessed. Whether you're here to learn or looking to collect, we'll give you the insights you need to stay ahead in the crypto game. Ready to join the hunt? Hit subscribe, and let's dive in. Welcome back to the show, Rare Sats fans. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. This time, it's Black Uncommon Sats.
Ooh, intriguing.
Right. So we've talked uncommon sats before, right? The ones that start a Bitcoin block?
Yeah, the first Satoshi of a new block.
Exactly. But what about the Satoshis that end a block?
The bookends. The Black Uncommon Sats.
You got it. And get this, they're just as rare as uncommon sats.
Same limited supply, 6,929,999 of each.
But their value, that's the mystery.
Kind of like a hidden puzzle.
Which brings me to today's challenge. Any guesses on what a Black Uncommon Sats is selling for right now?
No peeking at the market, right?
Absolutely not. We'll reveal the answer at the end. But first, let's break down why these Black Uncommon Sats are so unique.
All right, picture this. Uncommon Sat, first edition of a comic book. Black Uncommon Sat, limited edition variant cover.
Okay, I'm seeing the analogy. So both are super rare.
Right.
But the Black Uncommon Sat is like extra cool because it's the end of the block.
Like the final act of a concert, the one everyone remembers.
Makes sense. And you said limited supply. How many are actually out there?
Only around 870,000 in circulation right now.
Wow, it's pretty scarce. You'd think they'd be super valuable.
You'd think so, right? But here's the catch. Uncommon Sats are going for about $35 each.
Yeah, not bad. So what about the Black Uncommon Sats?
Those are hanging around the $20 to $25 mark.
Wait, really? That doesn't seem right. They're just as rare.
I know, right? It's a real head scratcher. To understand why that gap exists, we need to delve deeper into the world of Black Sats.
Deeper? Ooh, I'm intrigued. You're not going to tell me they're just those unique uncommon sats, are you?
Not quite. What makes Black Sats even more fascinating is that they exist across ALL rarity levels, just like the Road Armor Rarity Index.
Hold on. You're telling me there are Black Rare Sats, Black Epic Sats?
You name it. It's like a whole secret layer within Bitcoin.
My mind is blown. This is why I love this show. Always uncovering hidden treasures.
Before we get lost in the Road Armor Index rabbit hole, let's trace the origin story of Black Sats.
Time travel. Sign me up. I want to know who the masterminds behind this whole concept are.
Ready for a quick history lesson?
Absolutely. Hit me with it.
All right, so Black Sats. It all started with two Bitcoiners at Black God BTC and at White God BTC.
Interesting names. What made them focus on the last Satoshis in a block?
They saw the significance, like those final Satoshis, they kind of bring a chapter of Bitcoin's story to a close.
I like that, bringing a chapter to a close. But how did they fit this whole idea into the Road Armor Rarity Index? It's not like they could change Bitcoin's code.
True. It wasn't about changing the rules, more like adding a new perspective.
Okay, explain that.
So the Road Armor Index already looks at things like block height, position within the block, even patterns in a Satoshi's binary code. All that determines rarity. Black Sats, they just add another layer to that analysis.
I see, like discovering new constellations. The stars were already there, but now we see them in a different way.
Perfect analogy. Now, about that price difference between Black Uncommon Sats and regular Uncommon Sats, you're thinking they might be undervalued, right?
Definitely. Same rarity, limited supply. The price should match up.
It's a valid point. But remember, the rare Sats market is still pretty young.
Makes sense. It takes time for people to figure out what's valuable.
Exactly. Like, think back to the early days of baseball cards. Who knew a Mickey Mantle rookie card would be worth a fortune?
So you're saying Black Uncommon Sats are like hidden Mickey Mantle cards?
Yeah.
Just waiting for collectors to catch on.
Could be. As the market matures, people will start to appreciate those last Satoshis, their historical significance, the value. It could easily rise.
This is why I love digging into this stuff. It's like a constant treasure hunt. Okay, so we've got the Black Uncommon Sats. But you mentioned other types of Black Sats too, right? Rarer ones?
Right. To understand those, we got to talk about the Road Armor Rarity Index.
Yeah.
Think of it like a hierarchy of rarity.
A hierarchy, okay.
Uncommon's at the bottom, then you go up rare, epic, legendary, mythic.
Like climbing a mountain, each level is rarer and probably more valuable.
Exactly. Now, imagine each level has a shadow version. That's where the Black Sats come in. Black Uncommon, Black Rare, Black Epic, all the way up.
Okay, whoa. This is a lot to take in. So we've got this parallel universe of black sats matching the regular rarity structure. But are they really that different from their non-black counterparts?
Here's where it gets interesting. See, that last Satoshi in a block, it might actually be more historically important than the first.
Well, more important. How so?
Think about it. It's like the final brushstroke on a masterpiece, or the last note of a symphony. It completes the story, leaves a lasting impact.
I get it. At Black God BTC and at White God BTC, they weren't just focused on rarity. They were appreciating the artistry, the finality of how Bitcoin is created.
Exactly. And to take that artistic appreciation even further, we have to talk about the classified collection.
Ooh, yes, the classified collection. I've heard whispers, but what's the deal? How does it connect to black sats?
It's simple, really. It's a selection of digital artworks inscribed directly onto black sats.
Wait, inscribed? Permanently?
Yep. It's called ordinal inscription. Pretty new concept, but it's changing the way we think about Bitcoin art.
Wow. So these black sats, they're not just rare collectibles. They can be canvases for digital art.
You got it. And the classified collection takes that to a whole new level.
Okay, so to recap, we've got black sats, this whole parallel universe of rarity, and we've got digital art being inscribed onto them. This is wild. What makes the classified collection so special? Is it just about the art itself?
It's special because it focuses solely on black sats, highlighting their unique position in the blockchain. And the artwork itself, it's often inspired by Bitcoin, its principles.
That makes the art even more meaningful. It's like a statement about Bitcoin. Speaking of which, remember our question of the day. The price of a Black Uncommon Sat. Have your thoughts changed throughout this deep dive?
Definitely, especially after learning about the classified collection.
All right, drum roll. What's your final answer?
Given their current price, their rarity being equal to uncommon sats, and the connection to art projects like the classified collection, I'd say Black Uncommon Sats are way undervalued.
Interesting. So that means...
It seems that way, yeah.
Okay, before we reveal the truth, let's do a quick recap for everyone. What have we learned about Black Uncommon Sats so far? So, Black Uncommon Sats, the mysterious cousins of uncommon sats hiding at the end of Bitcoin blocks, just as rare, but cheaper. Makes you wonder, right? And then we've got this classified collection with awesome art inscribed directly onto these black sats. It's mind-blowing.
What's really fascinating is that black sats, especially the uncommon ones, they're like under the radar. A hidden treasure waiting to be found.
Yeah, it's like the early days of Bitcoin itself. Only a few people saw the potential back then. Could black sats be the next big thing in rare digital collectibles?
It's definitely possible. Scarcity is key, right? And when you combine that with the history and the art surrounding black sats, you've got something special.
Especially with the classified collection, adding that extra layer of creativity and making them even more relevant.
Absolutely. And the whole concept of black sats, it makes us rethink rarity and value in Bitcoin. It's about looking beyond the obvious, appreciating those final moments, the closing chapters in Bitcoin's story.
I love that. Like realizing the epilogue of a book can be just as important as the first chapter.
Exactly. And as more people discover black sats, I think we'll see a shift. Owning a black sat, especially one with a cool inscription or historical tie, it could become a mark of a true Bitcoin expert.
Like a badge of honor for those in the know. Okay, before we wrap up our Black Uncommon Sat adventure, let's give our listeners something to think about.
A final challenge.
You know it. If black sats, those uncommon ones, are undervalued now, what could make their value explode in the future? What could put them in the spotlight?
That's a good one. Maybe the classified collection getting more attention, or maybe someone discovers an incredibly rare black sat with a unique inscription connected to a big moment in Bitcoin history. That could change everything.
It's like we've planted a seed. Now we wait and see what grows. Who knows what amazing discoveries are waiting for us in the world of black sats?
The possibilities are endless, right?
Yeah.
That's what's so great about Bitcoin. Always changing, always full of surprises.
And that's why we do this podcast, exploring the unknown, sharing those discoveries with our awesome listeners. And hey, maybe our listeners will find some incredible black sats themselves.
I bet they will. Who knows? Maybe we'll feature their finds on future episodes.
That's something to look forward to. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive into Black Uncommon Sats. But the journey doesn't stop here. Stay curious, keep searching for those rare sats, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Rare Sats Podcast.